I'm going to do the intro because this is me. This is my episode.
Take it away.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Sasuke hate talk.
This might be a reoccurring segment.
It might be. The more I get through Naruto, the more I'm like, every time Sasuke appears on the screen and does something, I'm like, who raised you? And then I'm like, oh wait, he doesn't have a family. Just kidding. No.
We are about to start episode 296 of Shippuden. So,
Are we really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
if you guys at home know anything about Naruto and have watched Shippuden, it's when Naruto's entering the battle for the first time. He just fought the Raikage, and they're like, all right, you can go to war.
So there might be redeeming actions that Sasuke takes. However, at this point in time, he has not done anything where I'm like, dang, I support you, except maybe when he was like, Kareen, kill Kareen. And I was like, dang, I kind of support that because I didn't like her.
Dang, that's crazy.
I mean, it wasn't a great action by him. It kind of showed that he wasn't the best leader and also just used everyone around him. So
there's so much to get into.
Okay, so
we will
I need to preface.
Okay.
No, you go first, I guess, and then I'll preface. And
what's your preface?
My preface is that I understand that Sasuke is a product of the hate cycle and that there's a curse on the Uchihas, and arguably Itachi kind of caused the situation / the leaf. Kind of. Minimal impact, truly. Okay. So, like, I get that, and, like, I get that he's really a product of the situation that everyone, like, the environment that everyone created. However, his actions, he's dumb. He's not smart. Continue.
So the way that we're going to do this is I'm going to give you guys a little background on Sasuke, who he is, stuff like that. Because if you don't know anything about Sasuke, then you're just like, this chick's crazy.
Oh, I am.
So I'll give you a little bit about who Sasuke is, and then we're just going to let Megan take it away.
Yeah.
This will be as long as it needs to be.
Thank you.
I'll play devil's advocate now and then and ask your questions, but this is just all you. So, Sasuke Uchiha, the last remaining Uchiha of the Uchiha clan.
What?
So Sasuke was a little boy when his older brother slaughtered his entire family, his entire clan, and then made Sasuke relive such a horrible thing.
Like so you're just setting it up because...
I'm giving the background.
No, you're setting it up so we feel bad for Sasuke.
Can I give the background?
And forgive all of his actions.
So Sasuke was a little boy who was tortured by his brother.
Oh my gosh, Naruto was also a little boy who
Sasuke
the village
was
hated him.
To watch his family get slaughtered like 500,000 times, just so his brother could get strong, apparently.
Okay.
And then Sasuke...
I'm going to tell Itachi you hate him.
No. And then Sasuke wanted to get strong so he could get revenge on his brother, but then this really rude kid named Naruto kept like bullying Sasuke.
Oh my gosh, it's like he wanted to be friends.
So Sasuke wants to avenge his brother, and then he does things, whatever he can to try and get stronger because he wants to avenge his family. Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert, he does it. He beats his brother one day, and then learns that like the village is evil, so he's got to destroy the village.
Naturally.
And Naruto wants to stop him.
That's the train of thought. Yep. That is the logical train of thought.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Start talking about Sasuke.
Thanks, Jeremiah. Okay. So I think there's a few things. So
what was the moment that you were like, all right, I hate this kid? Because we watched all of Naruto and we got into Shippuden.
Was I passionate about my hatred for Sasuke during Naruto?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what was the moment where you internally were like, I can't stand this kid anymore. Because we started, you hated Naruto.
Yeah.
You did not like Naruto.
I didn't like Naruto. I didn't like Naruto. I didn't hate him.
Okay.
And then he grew on me, and I'm like, I love Naruto. He's great. He's the best. He's so optimistic. Okay, so I disliked Sasuke during Naruto.
Yeah.
Because he left for Orochimaru's band, because he was like, I need to get stronger.
So was it after the Chunin exams then when he left?
No, I will tell you. Okay. When my burning hatred
I was
struck.
That point where you're just like, oh, hate this kid.
Yeah. I'm figuring that out for myself. I also didn't like Sasuke throughout Shippuden. and then when they re-met him. But let's go back to Naruto.
Throughout Shippuden?
Yeah, throughout Shippuden, and then like they re-encountered him.
Just recently?
Yeah.
Oh, after the Danzo fight? Okay.
So I'll get into like when my burning hatred really started.
Yeah.
But I started to not like him in Naruto.
You said he was whiny.
He was whiny. Yeah, he was whiny, like super jealous of Naruto for like no reason, and Naruto just wanted to be friends. And like I think my thing with him is like it makes me sad that he didn't realize the people that he had around him, like Kakashi, who individually trained him and taught him the Chidori.
Which no one else knows.
Yeah.
Like only Sasuke can do that Chidori.
Yeah. And then, like, he has Sakura, who is in love with him. It's a bit much. But, like, he still has someone.
She turned down my boy from the stone.
And then Naruto as well, like, a friend. And arguably, like, Team 10 and, like, other people around him. And so I get that he's closed off. But it made me sad for him that he didn't realize the people that he did have around him to make him stronger. Because, really, Kakashi made him stronger by teaching him the Chidori. Did he not?
No, he gave him like a crazy... Right. Like it broke through Gaara's defense.
But then Sasuke turns around and he's like, I need more power. And goes to Orochimaru. And that's like a bad decision. For multiple reasons. And then like... I think the other thing is like he had so much killing intent with his fight versus Naruto at the end of Naruto. Where they like create that whole chakra. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's tough. Naruto's actions in that one are hard because it's like he had the Nine-Tails cloak, so it's like Naruto's actions whenever he has the cloak aren't like they're pretty justified because he's not in full control.
Yeah.
I would reference though when they fought on the rooftop and Naruto was ready to use a Rasengan on him.
That's true.
Wondering though, I guess it's hard. He used a Rasengan on Kabuto. Before this, right? Like,
that's
like
true.
the first
so
time.
He knows the damage that it does.
But does he? Because he hit Kabuto and he's like, oh, Kabuto just got up and walked away from it.
Oh, true.
But Kabuto was also like,
medical
dang, if I wasn't
ninjutsu.
healing myself as he hit me with that, I would be dead.
Yeah.
So
which Kabuto
like,
needs to be dead.
It is like, how much damage did Naruto know that the Rasengan would do?
That's true.
Sasuke knows what the Chidori does.
Yeah.
Sasuke knows how lethal the Chidori is. So Sasuke whipping it out on the roof, he was ready to put him down. And then obviously in the Final Valley fight, like he was fully aware of what he was doing. So
yeah. So I didn't like Sasuke then, and then he just like left the leaf and like just left. I think when I was like, oh, I hate this kid, was after... I feel like I probably hated him before, but the turning point really for me where I was like, this is a point of no return, was after he beat Itachi, is with Madara, and learns the whole truth about Itachi, and that he was forced to kill the Uchiha clan by order of the Leaf, which includes the elders and Danzo, the leader of the Anbu Black Ops at the time.
Leader of the Foundation.
Yeah, and he was forced to kill the Uchiha clan because they were planning a coup against the Leaf. And to be fair, the Leaf had been oppressing them for years.
There's no good guys.
There's no good guys. And he thought this would be the best way out. He would make himself the villain, save his little brother, because he couldn't bring himself to kill his little brother.
Yeah.
And so Itachi's whole reason for this was because he's so patriotic about the Leaf and, like, wants to protect the Leaf. And that was his whole goal. And Sasuke takes this to mean, oh, I'm going to go destroy the Leaf. And that made me so upset because I was like, you learned that your brother loved you that much to go become a villain, spy on the Akatsuki and see what their plans were for the Leaf, protected the Leaf this whole time and you, and his whole stance was, I need to protect the Leaf. And Sasuke's like, I'm going to destroy it. That's what Itachi would want. And that's what makes me so upset, is because Sasuke just does not have rational thinking ever.
Yeah.
So that was like,
that's fair. I think that is a good moment, because Shippuden up to that point was Sasuke reunited with the team, and he was like, I don't care about you guys. I'm gonna kill you all. And Orochimaru was like, let's just get out of here. So whatever, right? You could be mad at Sasuke for how he like was to them in that moment, but it's like, okay, whatever. And then he kills Orochimaru, which you're like, okay, he needed to be taken off the board. This dude sucks. And so you're like, okay, cool. And then he recruits his team. Mm-hmm. And you're like, okay, this is cool. I don't really care. Whatever.
I don't really care, yeah.
But it is the moment where he gets his revenge and then learns the truth. And then in that moment decides, oh, well, obviously Itachi would want me to kill the entire Leaf Village.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
I think the other piece of that, too, is Itachi was like, Madara was behind the Nine Tails attack 16 years ago.
Yeah.
And Sasuke's like, what? And then he meets up with Madara, and Madara's like, I didn't do that. And Sasuke's like, okay. And he believes Madara over his brother. And I don't get that.
The piece with that is that he... I think the news of Itachi betraying, like the reason for Itachi betraying the Uchiha probably overrode Madara being like, I didn't do that. So I think in that moment...
It's a lot of emotions.
Yeah, I think in that moment Sasuke's like, I don't care about the Nine Tails. I care about who killed my clan.
Yeah.
Because that's why I did all this.
Right.
And so learning, oh, well, your brother really wasn't evil. He just wanted to... He was just following orders.
If Sasuke had been like, I'm going to go after the Elders of the Leaf and Danzo, I would have been like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
They deserve it. Like, yeah.
Even if he was like, I want to kill the third Hokage, I'd be like...
I mean,
the third Hokage kind of sucks.
Dead at that point.
Yeah, but if he was alive, I'd be like... I like the third Hokage, but like he does kind of suck.
I don't really like the third
when it comes. The third Hokage is one where I'm just like, I have no reason to like this guy.
Yeah.
He's kind of a horrible person, but I'm just like, I just think he's funny when he fights Orochimaru when he's in his like little jumpsuit.
He's like so skinny.
Dude. He's got like the monkey with him.
That's so fair.
No, there's literally nothing about the third Hokage to be like, I like this guy.
Yeah,
besides
he made good
like
decisions.
He was a good like leader of the Leaf.
He did put the Leaf first.
Yeah. In terms of he was like, the Leaf is important and having the will of fire.
Yeah.
Like he motivated the kids. But at the same time, he also like completely abandoned Naruto.
Exactly.
After the
I think
fourth
that's
Hokage
my
So it's like, bro,
whole thing.
What are you doing?
You saw Minato and Kushina die to save Naruto. Yeah. And then you're like, even
if like
on his own.
Sarutobi was still alive and Sasuke killed him, I would have been like, dang, that sucks, but like also probably good.
Yeah.
Like,
so I think like it's Sasuke's decision making that just makes me very upset because he's always like, this is what they would want. And it's like, that's not what they would want. And his convictions just waver so much in what he actually wants. And, like, I don't think he knows what he wants, which is fair. Like, he's been through so much as a character. Yeah. But it's just, like, pick a lane. Like, you need to, like, figure out, like, are you with Madara or are you not? Like, are you believing Itachi? Are you not? Are you going to go kill the Leaf? Or are you going to go, you know, pull up at the Kage Summit? Like... He flip-flops so much. Yeah. But that's also not why I hate him. I also hate him because he tried to kill Sakura on sight. Mm-hmm. And I was like...
That was,
Why? I guess she's part of the Leaf, but it's also like... She has not done any wrong to you.
That was wild. You were pissed.
I was so mad. So that one made me upset. The other one that made me... so mad. Livid was when Sasuke and Madara, I think it's after the Danzo fight.
Is that Itachi's eyes?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that in a sec. I want to get to that in a sec.
Okay.
So up to this point, he's killed Itachi, and his new goal is I'm going to destroy the Leaf. Mm-hmm. I kind of justify, because I am a Sasuke fan. I like Sasuke. You can tell me he's a horrible person, and I will agree with you. I agree with her hatred, and I will not change your mind because I understand. I think the reason I like Sasuke is because I think the issue with Sasuke is the person that he hates the most is himself.
Yeah.
And I think everything we see post Itachi is him redirecting his self-hatred to everyone else.
Yeah.
Because you have to think, this man spent 16, 17 years of his life preparing for one thing and one thing only, to kill his last remaining relative.
Yeah, that leaves a void.
And it's not even like his last remaining, like it's his brother. We know they had a close relationship, right? So he's this whole life, and then he does it, and he's like, okay, I can find peace now, right? But not even like legit. This man wakes up from the fight, and what's the first thing he learns? Oh, Itachi wasn't bad, man. It was everyone else that's bad.
And then he's like, I just killed my brother, who like.
Yeah, this man doesn't get a single second of peace from achieving his life goal. He instantly learns, oh, I messed up, and I killed the one person that loved me. Yeah. And I think that Sasuke is so immature that he can't just wrestle with that. I think he hates himself, and he has to turn that outwards. So it's easier for him to say, oh, well, the leaf are the bad guys. I need to destroy the leaf. Yeah. Naruto's the bad guy. I need to destroy all these outsiders, instead of being like, no, I did this myself. I need to own my mistake and find peace in that. And I think it's easier for him to just go, I'm just going to fight everyone else. Because you gotta think, Sasuke, since he was a child, has been a fighter. Right. Everything since the massacre has been Sasuke going, I'm a fighter and I'm just angry. And so when you grow up like that and you get to this point where you're mad at yourself, it's so much easier for you to fight the world than to fight like what you're dealing with internally. And so that's why, and you can continue your hatred, and I don't want you to like, I don't want to be like, I don't want you to just be like, oh, now I feel bad for hating Sasuke, because no one should feel bad for hating that little gremlin. Sasuke is a rat. But I do think that there is something really complex about Sasuke that I think Kishimoto did a beautiful job writing, in that Sasuke is just the person he hates the most is himself.
I think that's so fair, and that's why I preface with saying like he's such a product of this cycle of hatred, and like his environment like changed him, right? I think the other unforgivable thing for me was when he was like, "Hey Madara, I do need Itachi's eyes,"
and then that's what we can get into,
and that's where I was like, cool. So it's one thing to want to destroy the leaf after you did learn that, you know, like some of them forced, like the leadership forced his brother into this, but it's a whole nother thing to do it. To use his eyes to do something that he wouldn't want. But not only that, like during the whole fight, Sasuke was like, Itachi was like, I need your eyes. But like that wasn't the point of the fight, right? Like he never wanted his eyes. So for Sasuke to be like, I need Itachi's eyes, and I know that he's going blind. I get that. Madara also has other eyes on standby.
There's a ton of eyes.
There's a ton of eyes.
Take him out of Donzo.
No, for real. No, they had closed, so they had to leave him behind. So that made me upset, because I was like, this is not honoring your brother's legacy at all. And like, no, I don't think you get that.
I do think it is brutal. On one hand, just be like, I'm going to do everything that Itachi died to protect. But like, Itachi died to protect the leaf. Yeah. That was what he wanted to protect. Exactly. And to be like, I'm going to destroy it in Itachi's name. That is insane behavior. That's on one hand, that's insane behavior. To do that with his own eyes, in his own powers, is ridiculous. Exactly. To just be like, I'm gonna go against everything my brother wanted, and I'm gonna use his own eyes to do it, is insane.
So those are my big reasons. Like, those are the main reasons for, like, he's just not a good decision maker. Personality wise, he also sucks, because he like, a good personality. He gets like a cop out in every single fight.
Sasuke has not won a single fight.
He does not learn from his mistakes. He doesn't really earn the powers that he has, dare I say, because he does get them from, like, he defeats Orochimaru. I get that. Orochimaru was weak at the time.
Abilities that Orochimaru
gave him. Right, exactly. And then between that and then the eyes, like, I mean, you can make arguments like, did Itachi really make the right decision? But Itachi opened the Sharingan for him, opened the Mangekyo for him.
Yeah. Everything Itachi did was for Sasuke. My thing is, like, if you've got a Sharingan,
how are you that bad at fighting?
I don't think, in terms of people in Naruto who I think are just like goated and just great fighters, like, who are strong, I do not think a Sharingan user would be in my top 5.
That's so fair.
Because if you are someone like Minato or like guy and you can go toe-to-toe with the Sharingan user, which, like, the ultimate ocular jutsu, like...
Like, Minato went toe-to-toe with Madara, assessed the situation in, like, 5 seconds, and was like, oh, I know how to land a hit on him.
Yeah, so it's like...
Oh, her first appearance of the day.
Oh, yeah, she's been hiding. There you go, guys. In the bonus episode.
Little tail.
I, like, don't think I'd have, like, Kakashi in my top 5.
I think that he's a great strategist. Phenomenal strategist.
I think Kakashi's strength lies in his strategic mind. Do you need that open?
Why are we backing up? Do we see something? There we go.
Yeah, I do think that Kakashi's strength lies more in his mind. I mean, he created jutsus and stuff, but, like, he created the Chidori. Yeah, I think, like, if you have to rely on the Sharingan, and it is tough because you will see how strong Madara is, and you're just like, ooh, Madara is pretty goated.
Yeah.
But if you've got dudes that are, like, as strong as you, or maybe even stronger, and they don't have the Sharingan, like, the Sharingan is such a cop-out to me.
Right.
Because it is such a strong...
Which is so funny because I watched Sasuke fight, and I'm like, how did you not see this with the Sharingan?
Brother, how are you so bad at this?
Like, how are you not recognizing these things? Like, I thought that's what the Sharingan was used for.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely hard because it's like... The Sharingan's one of those things where like, Kishimoto is just like, it's the best thing in the world. And you're like, okay, but what's it do? And he's just like...
So it makes you go blind unless you steal your brother's.
And then they're like, here's the Byakugan, which is supposed to be older than the Sharingan, and even stronger possibly. And you're like, wait, this is stronger than the Sharingan? And then they're like, wait, no, the Sharingan's way stronger. And you're just like, at least I understand Neji's abilities. The Sharingan legit is just like, hey man, you want to watch your dead family? Cool. Hey man, you want to control somebody? Cool. Hey man, you want to... And
you're also going to go blind from it. Like,
that is insane that the Byakugan... That's why I do feel like the Byakugan is stronger than the Sharingan, because basic Byakugan abilities are, like, stronger than basic Sharingan abilities.
Right.
Even to awaken your Sharingan, you have to, like,
go through a traumatic event.
Yeah. I think you should awaken the Byakugan. I think you should have that on you. And so it's like,
passed down, right?
Yeah, and so it's like, I don't know if, like, we learn how to open it. I think you just have it.
Yeah.
And so, one, it's almost impossible to awaken a Sharingan. Not almost impossible, but, like, you got to go through some stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Two, the Mangekyo, which is goated, has had, like, 5 people use it.
Right.
Like, it's not even, like, a common enough thing to be like, oh, I would not count the Mangekyo a part of just, like, if we're going Sharingan versus Byakugan, I would not count the Mangekyo in that argument.
Yeah.
Because when only 5 people out of, like, everyone...
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the Sharingan probably has more, like, potential, but it is so much harder to achieve
right.
that. When it's, like, the Byakugan's base potential is so much stronger already.
Right.
So... Yeah, it's funny.
Shout out to Hinata.
Yeah, shout out my girl
on the shelf.
If you know anything about this pose, she gets wiped out by Pain.
She does. Jeremiah was like,
2 frames after this.
We were watching the Pain fight, and Jeremiah was like, yeah, she holds her own. And then Pain took her out, and he was like, oh, wait.
To be fair, he could have killed her instantly.
Shout out Tendo Pain.
Shout out Tendo
for
Pain.
Holding back.
Realizing killing Hinata would have been wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, yeah, it is hard when you're just like, Sasuke, my guy. Everyone has been like, even like Kurama, the Ninetales, was like, you remind me of Madara. And it's like...
And I just haven't seen anything where I'm like, yeah, he does. Because his Mangekyo, like, the Amaterasu, he got from Itachi.
That's what I like to believe. I don't know, like, how full the canon is. My head canon is. Because the thing is Itachi used Amaterasu.
Right.
And the thing with Mangekyo is, Mangekyo are unique.
Right,
Shisui's
exactly.
Mangekyo had special powers that Itachi's did not have. And Itachi's had special powers that Shisui did not have. And so, for Itachi to go, I can use the Amaterasu. And then, when he sees Madara, and the Amaterasu goes off, and then Madara's like, oh... Your brother set a trap so that Amaterasu would activate when you saw my Mangekyo. it makes me think that like he gave him Amaterasu.
Yeah.
But even if he didn't give him Amaterasu, that is the only Mangekyo ability Sasuke has.
Oh, really?
Have we seen any others?
See, and that's where I also, like, would argue that Kakashi's abilities with the Sharingan are more impressive than Sasuke's.
Yeah.
Because Kakashi did not, like...
What did he do to unlock the Mangekyo? Did he just unlock it?
No, for real! Like, where is this man getting the Mangekyo? Hones a freaking black hole.
What if he was reading Make-Out Tactics and it scarred him so much it gave him Mangekyo?
Or he realized he would never get another Make-Out Tactics because Jiraiya passed.
No, he awakened it before Jiraiya.
Oh, he did? Oh, like that's right, because he
took
Deidara.
He legit had it going into Shippuden, which means in that, like, 3-year training arc, this man awakened his Mangekyo.
Yeah, so I think that's more impressive.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Sharingan he didn't activate by himself.
No, he was definitely given it. And
but the Mangekyo
was.
And he recognizes it. And I think the other thing about Kakashi is that he uses the Sharingan and the Mangekyo to its fullest potential.
It's also crazy because there's no guarantee that Obito, if he were alive, ever would have awoken the Mangekyo.
That's so true.
So Kakashi is, like, utilizing this better than Obito might have.
You never know.
But yeah, so it's like if Amaterasu is Sasuke's Mangekyo ability that he did earn himself, let's say it is, that's all he has.
Yeah.
He doesn't have Shisui's mind control stuff. He doesn't have Itachi's Tsukuyomi. He doesn't have Madara's, like,
third dimension or
dimensional abilities. He doesn't have Kakashi's, like, warp stuff. Like, he, like, out of all the Mangekyo that we have seen, Sasuke's is the weakest.
Mm-hmm.
I could see an argument that maybe his imperfect Susanoo might be, because we've never seen someone use a Susanoo, like, a piece like that.
Yeah.
I could see that, which that is pretty cool that he can control the Susanoo to such a small extent. But again, like, that's useful for close hand combat.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's like when you have the Tsukuyomi and Shisui's abilities, it's like, brother, like, you are at the bottom of this list.
Right. I think too, like, I do struggle with the way that he treats the people around him, as, like, just using them and throwing them away. But I also could understand that that's a product of, again, like, the slaughtering of the Uchiha clan. He really can't trust anyone. Like, he's never... I wouldn't say he's never, like, had anyone, because he did and then threw them away, you know? So it's just, like, that's also what I struggle with. It's not my main reason for hatred. That is, it's like...
It's the Itachi stuff. You're an Itachi stan.
I am an Itachi stan.
Sasuke did Itachi very wrong.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Yeah. I think even if I wasn't an Itachi stan, I still think I'd be upset, because it's like...
And that's...
Sasuke, you're not following what he wanted.
And that's why I will never die on a Sasuke hill. Because I believe that Itachi might be one of the best characters in all of anime. I think Itachi is one of the best in terms of just his story, in terms of his character. His abilities are fun to watch. Like, I just, like, you gotta think, we have limited screen time of Itachi.
I'm well aware.
And so it's like, they just do so much with him, and he's not even a big focus of it. He's a big focus, but not like a huge focus. But I mean, that is why, like, when Sasuke does get to, like, reunite with Edo Tensei, Itachi, and, like, be like, dude, I did not know the truth. And Itachi and him have a moment, and, you know, they beat up Kabuto together.
Nice.
Which will redeem any relationship.
So true. Honestly, beating up Kabuto.
That is why, though, after that Sasuke kind of starts to look internally. Okay. And he's like... Okay,
I mean, I'm hoping to see some growth.
I don't think you'll ever be satisfied with Sasuke.
That's fair.
I don't think you'll ever be satisfied. I don't think there's ever a moment where you're just like... I think what it is Zuko has set the bar so high.
That's so true.
For redemption characters.
Well, Zuko also wasn't annoying. He was whiny. But he wasn't annoying.
He was very annoying. I must catch the Avatar. It is
my
destiny. My honor.
I almost made Iroh's jasmine tea for this. Because, side note to the viewers, I have a bag of... It is literally called, like, Iroh's Jasmine Dragon Tea. From our local tea shop. It's very good. Very floral on the back end.
I like it. I'm not a tea guy.
Yeah. Shout out to Iroh.
But yeah, I do think, like, that... I almost said Zabuza.
Bro.
Who am I thinking? Oh my gosh.
Zuko.
Who's Zabuza?
That's the guy that Kakashi fights. He just fought him today.
Yes,
we watched the episode today.
Like, why am I thinking of Zabuza? Yes. I do think that Zuko set the bar really high for redemption arcs for characters.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Avatar, like, fantastic writing. And that's why anything after was going to be kind of a letdown for fans.
Right.
And I don't want to... If you like Korra, my cousin loves Korra, so I don't want to hate on Korra too much. That's not what we're here for. But...
we could be.
I do think it is tough because the bar was set with Zuko's redemption. Yeah. And so when you have Sasuke, who I'm trying to remember from the manga, I don't think he like ever really like gets to a point where he like is on his knees begging for Naruto's forgiveness like
that's
we see
like
with Zuko.
That's not really what I'm looking for. I think I'm just more so looking for
but
like
we don't see him regret. We don't see him cry. We don't see like I'm pretty sure we don't see, because I got to a point in the anime where I watched to a certain point and then I finished it out by reading the manga because I was like, because I think it was like all subbed on, and I was like I want to grind Naruto, I'm just gonna read the manga. And so, but yeah, I don't think there's ever a point where Sasuke is just like has that Zuko moment where you're just like, this dude really regrets this.
And that makes me sad for Sakura in particular, because I do know the spoiler that they end up together. Yeah. Like, I know that. And so when that's part of my bias Sakura, is when, like, I knew that when he tried to kill Sakura, and I'm like, they still end up together. And this latest episode she watched, she was like, I'm taken. And I was like, Queen. Bro,
shout out my stone shinobi trying to pull hoes like that.
Gosh.
Bro, shot his
makes me so sad. So I just like it makes me sad for her, and also makes me happy for Ino. Like, get your bag with Sai.
Do you think Naruto ever looks at Sakura and Sasuke and is just like, I dodged a bullet? Because like Hinata's like chill. She's gorgeous. Like
true. She's so nice.
She's like a wonderful person.
Yeah. Like
she's a ride
She's
or
been
die.
his number one since the beginning.
Like, she's a great mom. Yeah. Like
it just like I said.
Shout out Boruto trying to hide under the blanket when his mom is the Byakugan.
That's so funny. But yeah, it makes me sad for Sakura, because I'm like, how do you forgive this type of a thing?
I do think there is a moment where like Naruto is like, Sasuke, like, come back to the village. And Sasuke, like, there's a look he has because he's like, how do I still deserve forgiveness kind of thing? But it's also like, keep in mind, the final fight of Naruto is not the final boss. It's Naruto versus Sasuke.
Right.
Because they defeat the final boss, and then Sasuke goes, I want to fight you to prove that I'm better.
Yeah, see, that's so annoying to me.
And I can see arguments of like, well, they're rivals. Everything's been building for them to be better than each other, right?
Yeah, but it's like...
But it's just like, dude, like, come on. Like,
yeah, let it go.
Let it go.
Like, move on. And then he proceeds to be an absent father.
This man's whole thing was, I need to revive I guess he never wanted to revive the Uchiha, but to me it's like, if you're trying to avenge your clan, you're also trying to like revive it. And then he has like one kid and then doesn't help raise it, basically.
Are you ready for dinner? Yeah, she's ready for
That's
dinner.
why Tengen had it right. This man's clan was gone, so he said, I'm gonna get 3 hot wives.
Yeah, who all love me and adore me.
Could you imagine if Sasuke had a harem at the end of Naruto? Ino, Sakura.
Kareen?